January 17th, 2022, I had to come back on and make another video. Because look, check this out. So, you know, the video earlier, you know, I'm telling y'all what's going on with my wife, right? You know, how the enemy just got a bondage on her and just comes and goes. So now she calls me, talk about her son. You know, he's been living with us ever since his dad pretty much abandoned him, pretty much. We've been trying to communicate, you know, because he was living with his dad, but he was supposed to go back after Christmas break, which was on the 10th. So my wife, you know, she been trying to get him in school and everything else. Trying to communicate with the dad. The dad don't want to respond back, so it's like, it's whatever. So she tells me that she wants to go talk to an attorney. I'm like, okay, you're going to do what you want to do anyway. And for me to tell her, nah, I don't want to talk to no attorney, like that comes across like selfish, because I know how the enemy thinks. The enemy will be on some, oh, when it's your son, but when it comes to mine, and I don't even do favoritism. I ain't never once did favoritism with my stepson. Not one time. He get gifts same time my son gets gifts. When he was, you know. But the enemy, he hits her with these fiery darts that she thinks that it's some type of favoritism, but she don't have no story to show that I do for my son, but I don't do for her son. Not one story. So she calls me, tells me, oh, it's going to be $1,000, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, you know, I'm saying to myself, well, I ain't going to tell her that she can't do it, but I'm going to give her my opinion. You know, I'm like, you know, our son, he turns 13 this year. For all the proof and everything you done did back and forth to get in touch with his father, like, you got enough to take to court yourself. We don't need an attorney. But if you want to, I'm not going to stop you. That's what I'm saying to myself. So I haven't even told her that we should not get the attorney. I'm telling her, look, this is your case. You know, this, that, and this. And then she tells me, well, you should have told me this. I would not came down to see. Your head was already strong to go see the attorney. You ain't ran none by me until now. All I know is that you were supposed to go see the attorney and talk some stuff over and, you know, this, that, and this, but you calling me to tell me that it's going to cost $1,000 to try to fight to get our son to stay with us permanently. I've been there with my kids. I've been there. I've done that. You know what I'm saying? Did I have the $1,000? No. Was the mother lying in court? Yes. Like I said, I give it to God. God, he'll do whatever he feels fit. I don't wish her no ill will on none of my baby mamas, but God knows the truth. But back to what's being said. So we had this conversation, blah, blah, blah. Talk to the attorney. I pretty much tell her something that she says all the time. People gonna do what they want to do regardless. So I told her, Coretta, you gonna do whatever you want to do. Ain't nothing I can say that could persuade you. When your head is, you know, when you want to do something, it gets done. So if you want to spend $1,000, that's fine. I just felt like we could wait. It ain't like a rush. You could go in there with the judge, give him all the paperwork, all the proof, everything to show that the father pretty much abandoned his son. No communication, no nothing. They got our address, so it ain't like he couldn't come pick him up. It's just this, that, and this. But whatever you want to do, I'm going to back you, right? So this is what I'm telling her. She calls up the attorney to have the attorney so I can hear what the attorney says. And, you know, I asked him, well, can our son make the decision on his own? And how is, 13? And he's like, well, it's technically 14, but in some cases it could be 13 depending on the child. Okay. you want that money, but hey, I ain't gonna say that, you know, for you to say it's 14, but then say, nah, you know, it could be 13. I know it's 13 because I've been through this. I done went through this whole custody battle type of stuff, so I know it is 13. And the boy just got to be mature and pretty much speak his mind. And we ain't trying to coach him what to say or anything. But anyway, we get done with that conversation, right? Now, you know, I'm saying all the right things because I know how this enemy, how he acts, right? She off today. He would love to mess up our day. Our day started off good, but now the day could be all messed up because the enemy done stuck his head and put fiery darts in her mind to believe whatever she wants to believe, even though it don't hold no truth, right? So she hangs up, calls me back 5 minutes later, tells me, now she done told me this about last week, right? But we wasn't sure what's going on with her son and if he was going to be living with us because he has a cell phone and his dad normally pays for the cell phone. But his dad haven't paid for the cell phone because he been with us. So she tells, this is last week. So this is before this is like a week and a half ago about getting his phone turned back on. Because she's like, well, if he comes live with us, you know, and he's going to school because he's now about to be enrolled to the school out here with us, he needs a cell phone. I never once argued it and say, no, he don't. Not one time. I said, okay. But at the time, we was unsure what was going to happen. She just now got the paperwork and everything last Friday. We sitting on a Monday. So he will be, you know, I just bought the boy school clothes, me personally. But let the enemy tell you, I do, you know, favoritism, right? But it is what it is. So, because I know what the truth is, and I know how this enemy works. So now, she calls me and says, yeah, you know, our son gonna need a cell phone. I said, okay. Now, I ain't yelling at her. I ain't screaming at her. I'm like, okay, no problem. I'll call. The enemy's trying to find stuff to argue about. First thing she says was about this car that she has that we traded in, but they ain't paid it off. We went through the credit union. They got the check. They should have been paid it off because it's hitting her credit. She got the phone number. She could get the phone number from me. She could call and talk to whoever she wants to talk to, but she's trying to put it off on me like I ain't doing my job. But I just went down to the dealership, told her about last week what took place and what was said. Now, dude, I could have called, well, I was supposed to call on Sunday, and, you know, I could call them today and be like, hey, what's going on? Can they pay this car off? You know, or are we gonna have to look into some legal actions or something, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what we can do. But anyway, she tries to bring that up. And then the next thing she says is, oh, you know, our son needs a cell phone. I'm like, yeah, okay. She was like, I don't know what we supposed to do. How we, you know, I know he had T-Mobile. I said, I have to call and find out. I don't know if his phone is capable with our spectrum. You know what I'm saying? But I will call and find out. It's nothing but it's not a big deal. You know, it ain't like he needs a cell phone come tomorrow to be on. But I'll do whatever I need to do to find out about his cell phone. I'm out shopping. So I'm on the phone with you. What I'm supposed to do, shop and be on the phone and try to handle business? Like, when I get home, I'll call, find out. Like, I'm not telling her no, but this is how the enemy works. Check this out. She says, never mind, don't worry about it. I'll get it done myself. I always got to do it myself. I'm listening to her say this, and I'm like, what's making you, what fiery dart made you just say that? I never once said that I was not going to get his cell phone fixed. It's not the time. I didn't yell at you. I wasn't upset. What would make you say, never mind, you'll do it yourself? When I just told you, when I get done from shopping, I'll pretty much look into it. So now she gets quiet. And now I'm pointing out the BS. So I said, what fiery dart that the enemy don't put in your head for you to say that you'll do it yourself, like I wasn't gonna do it, or I'm not trying to do it? What did I, and I'm asking her, what did I say and how did I say it to make you think that I'm not gonna get our son phone turned back on? I just answered you just a couple seconds ago. But what's making you say, never mind, I'll do it myself, with an attitude? What did I say to you to make you say it like that? Did I say that he wasn't? Did I say he don't need one? What did I said I'll look into it. Like, what else I'm supposed to do? So now I'm asking her, what did I do? Now the enemy gets to talking to me. I say, you trying to take me out of character? He says, oh, that's easy to do. I said, oh, okay, so now I'm talking to you now, huh? See, the enemy talks to, I know the enemy so well, I talk to him in third person, and it be my wife, but it be him talking through my wife talking to me. I'm not crazy, I'm not making this up, my wife ain't crazy. She allows the enemy to come in and out of her because of frustration and anger. But I don't understand what I done did or said to make you angry. What is it that I said? I said, okay, I will check into it when I get home. It's a lot that I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need the boy's phone, and then the EIN number and all this other type of stuff. Like, I need to know if it's capable with Spectrum. If not, is his dad paying? Is it prepaid? Do we gotta, like, what is it? Like, I don't know, but I won't know until I get home. But you making it seem like I'm saying, no, he can't have no cell phone and I'm not paying for one. But like I said, tell me what I'm saying. The enemy says, you already know. You got all the answers anyway. Don't you got all the answers, Mr. Johnson? Talk to me in third person. Yeah, I'm the enemy. I sure am. That's what the enemy said to me. Yeah, I'm the enemy. Now what? And laughing at me, like I thought to myself, you know what? I could record these conversations. I'm gonna have to start recording it and then let y'all listen what's taking place, for y'all could start believing that this enemy is for real. Can't make this stuff up, people. Y'all done seen it. Some of y'all that done seen it see the enemy, knows that it's spiritual. But some of y'all are still not believing what I'm saying. I don't have to. And the thing is, y'all are not with me 24/7 to see how I treat my wife, how I talk to her, how I love her, and how she treats me. Y'all ain't seeing it. But all I could do is record and let y'all listen and see, and, you know, like, what am I doing for her to act like this? Why does she allow the enemy to control her thoughts? To put fiery thoughts in her mind, and she believes it. And then when I call her out on it, it's, oh, you already know the answer. This stuff is for real, people. It's almost eerie to a little bit, but it's not eerie. It used to be eerie to me, but it ain't eerie to me no more, because I know who the enemy is, and I believe, my faith is so strong in God's word. I honestly thought at one time I could move mountains. For real. You know, or I could tell this tree, pick up and move over to the next spot. You know, that's how strong. Excuse me. That's how my faith was, people. But man, it's like I gotta watch out what I'm saying and how I'm saying it when this enemy is using my wife. You know, because I don't know. I know what it's capable of doing and reacting. And I got my mother there that also be used by the enemy from time to time and don't know how to be quiet. It could bring a lot of confusion and chaos into my house where all I want is some peace. It's Martin Luther King Monday. It's basketball. Then it's a football game later. I done went to Sam's Club. I make this garlic bread and soup for dinner and, you know, docker it up a little bit, cut some meat up in it. You know, like, you know, my wife ain't at work, but I can't have my loving wife because the enemy won't allow her to be loving. When I question, what have I done? She says, you know what you did. You are in denial. You don't want to accept it. And I'm like, accept what? Tell me what I'm doing. You already know. You know everything. And it's like, that's not an answer. If it wasn't the enemy, right? I should be able to talk to my wife and she should be able to tell me exactly what I'm doing wrong. Like anybody else. But anyway, man, I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end it on that. About to pull into this house. Hopefully I don't have to make another video and, you know, but I will start saving these conversations that I had with my wife for y'all can hear them. I had some old conversations with my ex-wife that y'all could have heard the demonic voice come from her speaking to me over the phone. And that's when I used to be scared. That was early. Man, I used to be scared. I used to be scared because it was something like you could hear that. You could hear that come from her. Like, oh my goodness. This was like 4 or 5 years ago, man. It was eerie. Even when I had my spiritual fight with my wife, like I could see the demon in her eyes. I could literally see her, the demon, come through my wife. Like I could see. Man, you can't make this stuff up, people. I'm out.